The Chicago Bears. RJ mentioned the teams that are playing on Thanksgiving, all with these big spreads. The Niners, we'll talk about them in a minute. We talked about the Cowboys, of course. And then you have the and by the way, like, don't sleep with the Commanders. I mean, kind of look, I know it's a divisional game, but
yeah,
kind of looking ahead, like they got to play Thursday against at Dallas, and that's a huge game. Like, you win, you got to be thinking. I mean, I think every game you have to win if you're the Commanders to get back in the. You're right there in the playoff hunt. Anyway, point being is that the Lions are hosting, of course, on Thanksgiving, as they do every Thanksgiving, but they are first hosting the Bears as 7.5-point favorites. And I don't care that RJ says we should be worried that the Lions are playing again on Thursday and playing on Thanksgiving. They got PC Principal, a.k.a. Dan Campbell, a.k.a. Dan the Man, a.k.a. whatever else you have, whatever the hell else you want to call Dan Campbell. My favorite coach, America's favorite coach. And he ain't got to let him overlook the Bears, especially not with Justin Fields coming back. I don't care if Fields, Tyson Bagent, Tyler Bagent, T.D. Bagent, I don't care who it is. I think the Bears get romped here by a Lions team that is really feeling itself, especially after a win. And that this Lions team at home against a hated division rival, these fans have been outrageous when they travel, and at home they are loud as hell. They know they're going to be getting wasted in Detroit for Sunday through Thursday, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating good Lions football, and the Lions roll the Bears in this spot.
When's the last time the Lions won on Thanksgiving?
I don't know, but my Uncle Mills says to always bet on the Lions on Thanksgiving. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. He's like, you never fade the Lions on Thanksgiving. Like,
yeah, they need to stop play David Blau, your favorite quarterback. He's the Thanksgiving legend, David Blau. This line has come down because Justin Fields is trending toward being in. Looks like he's going to play. When it was double digits, I thought this was in danger of being a sleepy spot. If you're playing Tyson Bagent as a double-digit favorite, you got the Thursday game up next and Thanksgiving. Maybe you come out a little flat in this game. I don't think we're going to see that from Detroit here. I think they'll be focused with Justin Fields coming back here. They'll play this game. I would lean to the 7.5 as well. But because the line's come down so far, I threw it in as the second leg of my teaser, -1.5. I do think they're going to win this game. It's just, Detroit's defense 4th in yards per rush. Chicago's offense going to have success passing. And with Fields in his first game back, I'm not counting on that. Chicago's defense all of a sudden number 1 in yards per rush, but Detroit off a back-to-back 200-yard rushing games. So it's strength versus strength there, and I think Detroit can get the upper hand with their offensive line there. Recent solid Chicago defensive run came against offenses that couldn't pass, and Detroit is an offense that can pass 5th in yards per pass right now. So I believe that they're going to win this game, but if you want to be safe because the line's right in teaser range now because of how much it's come down, tease it with something else. So Detroit -1.5 and Pittsburgh +7.5 is my teaser.
Yeah, you know what? There's nothing like more annoying than me putting in a best bet and then like RJ's got a teaser. I'm like, that's such a better idea than my.
I don't know why I never think of it either.
Did your teaser hit last week? Wasn't it undefeated? And then Harry brought it up.
Did it hit last week? I can't remember what we had on this podcast because I do a few different things here. I don't think it did, and I definitely had the Vikings as a leg. But I think whatever the other leg was, it might have been the Titans as like a +2.5 to keep it within 8.5, and they lost by 14. So I can't remember exactly which one it was.
It was a classic announcer jinx.
Jared Goff this year just keeping it up. Incredible splits, home versus road. Completing 72% of his passes at home, 65.8 on the road, at 106.5 quarterback rating at home, 93.9 on the road, 8.1 yards per attempt at home, 7.4 on the road. 8 touchdowns with 3 interceptions versus 6 and 2. He's playing great football everywhere, but he is been very vocal about these fans, how much he loves his fan base, and I just think, to back it up, I think we do get a focused, aggressive Detroit pass attack in this game. Jameson Williams up top one time.
Also sounds like we don't fade them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, prop. I'm sorry. You have a prop here too.
I do. I am backing rookie running back Jahmyr Gibbs over 36.5 rushing yards. That's the number I got on the site. It's ticked up to, I believe, 41.5. Still comfortable playing it there. It was super encouraging to see David Montgomery healthy and Jahmyr Gibbs out-snap, out-touch, out-carry David Montgomery in a game with, again, both backs active and healthy. Both made huge chunk plays. Jahmyr Gibbs showed off his trademark elusiveness, breakaway speed, explosiveness. So, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is locked into a high leverage role in this Detroit offense behind an excellent offensive line. He looks more and more comfortable every game. It was also cool to see him not only running effectively between the tackles, but there was a play where he ran to the 1 yard line. I don't know if you guys recall this, and Monty got called in to go vulture a touchdown, and he actually allowed for Jahmyr Gibbs to get the touchdown run himself, who then proceeded to have a 1 yard rush. So that was awesome to see. And I've just been so impressed with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm shocked this number is so low. This is by far my favorite prop on the board so far. I like his combination line. I like his rushing line. I am all in on Jahmyr Gibbs, even against a vaunted Bears run defense that frankly has been excellent. But when we're talking about the Detroit Lions, their run blocking line, and Jahmyr Gibbs, I think he can be effective versus any defense. So yeah, give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
Worth noting too, real quickly, that I don't know if do you guys follow at Coach Speak Index on Twitter?
No.
Oh my God, it's a great account. Highly recommend you follow it. I recently started following it, and it's like basically takes all these quotes from coaches, right? And then does an index and so for instance, a lot to unpack here. Dan Campbell talking about workload split between David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Certainly we know what David can do. I think it'll be a little bit by committee and make sure we get those guys touches. Gibbs will get his touches. But the best part about this is that Dan Campbell has an 85% reliability rating on depth chart Coach Speak and an 85% rating on usage workload Coach Speak, which means, to Prop's point, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get his touches. They're not going to suddenly out of nowhere phase Jahmyr Gibbs out like he was early on in the season when they were using David Montgomery heavily, which I think that's worth noting because we could continue to see Jahmyr Gibbs. And again, follow at Coach Speak Index. Great follow.
Yeah.
I'll just peruse the feed and just see what the coaches are saying, and it's certain coaches lie about depth chart but don't lie about injuries. It's really fascinating.
I thought you were going with Coach Rules when you're like, have you checked out? I'm like, oh, we
No. But you can watch me and Coach on HQ and CBS Sports